Buzzword Longevity Lifestyle Designers. This is governorsecretsoflongevity.com. Bit of a new background here. I'm going to be getting new ones here and there every few videos or so. Not too frequent, but wanted to change it up, get some more background happening just for some more visual interest, so it's not just a white wall all the time. Anyways, I wanted to make a quick video just on some of the things or buzzwords I hear the most which really hold no substance when talking in terms of trying to emphasize a point that you're trying to make in the health world. So I'm telling this to you so perhaps you can take it and be aware of these words so that you don't get caught up in people that use these, and maybe you can even call them out on their lack of logical thinking capabilities, because when people start relying on these words, it becomes an excuse for having good sound facts to back up their stance. So this is by no means all the words that get turned into buzzwords. There's a lot more. I mean, even just in my last video, I was talking about the word detox and how it's a buzzword. So I could probably go on and think of tons more, but I'm just covering 3 or 4 basic ones. Detox would be another one, so I could say maybe it's 5. But a really popular one, which I hear more than just the health world using, but any type of topic that you could consider an academic type topic, anything that's a left brain thinking type of topic that would be any of the sciences, anything that would be an academic study. The word truth or seeking truth or saying this is the truth, it's a very conclusive statement. Technically, in any realm of analytical thought, there is no such thing as truth, because you're always open to the possibility of being wrong. And there's many times in scientific history that old theories have been overturned or new evidence comes on the table. So that's why you can't get caught up in the dogma that is truth. So people that emphasize this whole truth thing, as I actually checked my channel before this, so I was sure when I said this that I wasn't being hypocritical, since perhaps I may have used it in the past, but I'm fairly certain I've never used this term. I might have at one point or another in verbal discussions, but I've always had an uncomfortable feeling saying, it is truth that, X, Y, Z. So that is usually a telltale sign when someone's talking about truth that they don't actually have the evidence behind their stance or the solid understanding of that. It could be right in what it is they're saying, it could be accurate, but they're trying to overemphasize it with this term which is actually counter to science. It's counter to logic and reason. Another big word that's overused in more pseudoscientific type communities is the word debunk. So it's definitely used legitimately by a lot of people. I've just come to kind of not really like hearing it from anyone because it has a negative connotation. So it's like, if you think of it, debunk, it might have a different etymology than this, but I think of, war and, blasting open a bunker. It has this aggressive type fighting mentality to the word. And that's fine, except once again, it implies this, we found the solution to this, it is conclusive, it is this way, they're wrong, so we're debunking them. So yes, you can definitely, and by all means it's very good to have people out there that challenge people and bring up the evidence to counter their claims. But once again, this word debunking is kind of used in the same way that truth is. It's like, well, I know what's right and I'm going in and correcting you, even though usually the people that do that have more legitimate science backing up their counter stance. It's still just another stance. It's another response, and we have to be open to all possibilities all the time. But yes, you still do form conclusions. We need conclusions so we can act on these things. But there are also a lot of people that use the term debunking poorly, and they just don't bring up good points, but they use it almost because it has a sense or feeling of authority to it. Like, I'm debunking blah blah blah, and people flock to them in their videos. It's definitely a keyword that gets a lot of hits. So a common one is taking the word debunking and then sticking someone famous's name in there to try and get more views on your channel. It's a pretty underhanded and in poor taste tactic. But of course, we need to be open to discussion. So I'm by no means saying that people shouldn't be actively engaging in discussion and countering people who they think need to be challenged on what it is they're saying. And then another category of word it's actually going to maybe comprise multiple words because they can often be used interchangeably, is the words huckster, snake oil salesman, and fraud. These are very, once again, conclusive statements that I think a lot of people use without having good points and facts backing up their counter-argument. So it is definitely just a word people throw out there. In most cases, from my experience, that is just, it's like calling someone a conspiracy theorist without actually challenging their points. The word conspiracy theorist was originally used as a means of putting down these alternative theories around things. So besides the point of what a lot of modern conspiracy theorists have as a reputation, and whether or not conspiracy theories of varying types are true or not, anytime we see a word being created to, make a conclusive statement and shut someone up or shut a group up, or to be used as a label to put on people so that we don't have to deal with their points, that raises a flag in my mind, because it comes from a mentality of we don't want to spend any time dealing with this countering view. We're just going to put this label on them so we don't have to actually address the points with good sound logic. So if you've never seen it, I made a video about sort of the whole snake oil salesman mentality of labeling people that here, which I'll link to. It was done, I think, over a year ago now, but I go into more depth as to why that is just a silly word to use to describe anyone. And another common one amongst that is also quackery or being a quack. These are all terms that, again, were used to lambaste people and just make this blanket statement like, well, they are this, so we don't have to respond to them because they're heathens, they're not worthy of our attention in the slightest. So that's my thoughts on that. These are common words thrown about in the health community. There's many more, and I think it's something that we need to be aware of, to watch for in health teachers, and even call them out on it, because it's them trying to evade having some good critical thought in their content, and they do actually get viewers for it, because a lot of people also have the inability to think critically and remove the emotional volatility that a lot of people carry with their stance on things, and so it leads to people not being able to get to the root of what it is they're trying to look for, which is better health. It's not adhering to an ideology. And these words just get in the way of getting towards the substance that exists in all these different health philosophies that we have to look at and address and process and understand what's legitimate and what's not in terms of viable health information. So let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. Like, favorite, and share the video if you feel so inclined. And with that, I'll talk to you next time. Take care and embrace life without limits.